Hello friends, in today's session we will be learning about what is HTTP and observable in the Angular. So let's go one by one. Let me to explain about this HTTP. HTTP is such package which is present in the Angular core module. It helps to create one communication channel from the front end to back end. Let's say in the front end we are using Angular component for the UI, and that component wants to communicate to server or fetch some record from the server. So using this HTTP module or HTTP client module, we can create one communication channel so that this component can send the request and get the response. This is the basic definition of the HTTP. And next one is observable. In the later stage we will go to details. Observable sits also with HTTP in the same service module, which observes each response. Those are coming from the backend in asynchronous manner. As we know, the results or the responses from the web server or from the database is arriving at the service module. It observes each response and cast those response into the respective array as per the component request. So let's go to the next slide. If you can see my screen, here my user is present. My user is using the component, and user wants to send some request to the server. Let's say DB is the one part of server, storage part of the server. So here we have the service module. The service module session, you can see my last video, you will get more idea about it. So here my HTTP is present. I am importing the HTTP client module to my service module. When component is making any request, using this HTTP package, we are sending the request to the server and fetching the records from the database, and the response is coming to this again service module and to the component. So this is the complete channel, communication channel in between the front end and back end. So here we'll see how observable works. Before that, let me to give you one real-time example. Let's say some person, outsider person, wants to publish some news along with the public. Some person wants to publish some news. So what that external source will do, they will first send that news to the particular news channel where he or she wants to publish the news. What that news channel will do, it will cast the news to the particular page. Let's say that news channel wants to make it the breaking news, or the headline, or the latter page, or the last part of the news, whatever. The news channel will convert that news to the particular place, and after everything has been finished by news channel, then those will be published. And who will be eligible to watch? Those are already paying for that channel. Let's say house 1 and house 2. These two houses have subscribed that channel. They only eligible to watch that particular news which is coming from the external source. But the house N, this is not subscribed to that channel, and this house N will not eligible or could not see or could not watch that particular news. So let's convert this particular complete story to observable. Go to the next slide. Let's say my external source is the database or server. Here this service package, this service module. This is, let's say, my new channel where my observable is present. Once some response is coming from the external source, that is database. So what is observable doing? It is casting those response into the particular array. After that, it is sending back same response to those components who have already subscribed that particular method which is present inside the service, and that is using observable. If you can see here, C1, C2 are both component, these two components are eligible to fetch the response from the DB because they have subscribed that particular method which is present inside the service. But here the component n, this is not eligible to fetch any response from the database because this component n does not subscribe anything, does not subscribe any method which is present inside that service. So this is a complete overview of the observable. Let's go to the code. If you can see, this is my component front end, this is my service file, and this is my one JSON file which will be treated as the external source or like database because I am not here using any server. So I have created one JSON file where my all the records are present, some sort of array of objects are present. This will be treated as the external source. Now what this component needs, this component needs to display these records on the UI. So the same process, component sends, so component will send to request to component will create one request to fetch the user.json value, the records present inside the user.json. So what it will do, it will go to this service. This is one method called get user list I have defined. So this method is using observable. So using this HTTP, if you can see HTTP client, this is the package of the Angular core module. Once you need to use this HTTP client, you have to also do one more thing. In app module.ts, you have to add same thing, and inside the imports array, you have to add HTTP client module. Then only it will be imported. So using that HTTP, this method made one request to fetch the records which is present inside the user.json. Once the response are arrived here, came back to here, using this observable, it is casting to the particular array. As I have taken the type as any, you can take any array value. So using this observable, it will cast those response to a particular array. Once that is finished, it will send back to the home.component.ts. Here, if this home.component.ts is subscribing exactly that method, if you can see, I have written get user list dot subscribe. So this home.component.ts will be eligible to fetch the response from the user.json. If you go to, let's say, next one, this component is not eligible to fetch any response from this file. So let's run it and see. If you can see, this home.component.ts is displaying all the user list. If I will add one more row to here, it will be also fetched. This particular code will be fetched and will be visible. You can see. So I hope you got some idea regarding the HTTP and observable. I'll add some useful links in my description box. Please go through it, do some practice. You'll get to know more. If you like this video, please like, share, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.